Hello there, you're in time for New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha. Thank you for joining us. Here's what's coming up.
Members of Parliament want Nawangwe relieved of his duties. In news around the East African region, Burundi has given combat vehicles to AMISOM. And in our Pearl of Africa series, we look at Semliki National Park.
Hello there once again. Thank you for joining us. For news around Uganda, legislators on the Education Committee of Parliament are calling for Makerere University Vice-Chancellor Professor Barnabas Nawangwe to be relieved of his duties. The legislators revealed this as Nawangwe appeared before the committee, claiming his reign has been one with the most student expulsions, lecturer strikes and other issues. Now, former Makerere University Guild President and current Bujiri Municipality Member of Parliament, Osman Basaira, says that during his reign as Guild President, he led many strikes to the extent of leading students into booing a head of state and stopping him from addressing the students. But no student was expelled. Kasese woman MP and former leader of opposition in Parliament, Winnie Kiza, has queried why Nawangwe is being cagey with information regarding finance management at the university. Still at Makerere, lecturers have resumed at some Makerere University colleges, where the New Vision visited some of the colleges. Lecturers and the students were seen at various lecture theatres. New Vision visited the College of Humanities and Social Sciences and College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences and established the lectures had resumed. The students have for over 2 weeks been on strike protesting the 15% tuition increment. Other colleges where lectures are taking place include the College of Business and Management Sciences and College of Computing and Information Sciences. However, there were no lectures at the School of Law and the College of Education and External Studies. Some students expressed concern that the time lost would affect their final assessments. Students are scheduled to begin exams on November the 18th.
Makerere University now is calm, and there will be no extension of the semester, and examinations will be beginning on the 18th of November, that is next month. So we just appeal to the students to get back to class, because we all lose. The teachers lose, and then the students lose in question of time. These are issues you can resolve, because nobody says that the doors for down are closed, they are on. And we wouldn't want our students to lose. So management calls upon our students and staff to resume classes immediately. And we do actually also call upon the students not to threaten their fellow students, because at the end of the day, we all lose.
Moving on from Makerere University in Gulu, President Yoweri Museveni has promised to revamp Gulu Airport to better standards than it is today to help boost exportation of agriculture produce and tourism in the region. The president made the revelation during the passing of 18 jet fighter pilots at Gulu Airport Tuesday. Museveni first commissioned a modern radar within the Air Force base and also tasked the Civil Aviation Authority to install a more advanced one to help whenever it rains. He explained that once the airport is revamped, it will support tourism, where tourists will be able to fly direct from Europe to Gulu, where they will have easy access to Murchison Falls National Park, but also cargo planes to fly from the region to Europe. The government, through the Ministry of Finance, has already advanced 500 million shillings out of the 532 million shillings that was earmarked to upgrade Kashozi Health Centre 2 to a Health Centre 3. Eliud Tumwesje, the Minister of Science, Innovation and Technology, while officiating at the groundbreaking ceremony to kickstart the construction, said the government has put effort into improving the health services of the country by empowering lower health health units. Tumwes Jehu Dabos, as area member of parliament for Shema municipality, said that in western Uganda, only 6 health center 2s will be upgraded to health center 3 status. Now, a 16-year-old candidate, Keti Mirembe, a pupil of Lufudu Primary School in Mutumba Sub-County, Namainga District, gave birth to a bouncing baby boy an hour before doing her first PLE examination Monday. The overjoyed mother was registered at Busiula Primary School, an examination center, but the papers were done on her maternity bed. Mirembe said giving birth to a child could not deter her from completing the primary leaving examinations for which she had spent the past years preparing. Mirembe said she experienced sharp labor contractions Monday morning a few hours to the examination. She was impregnated by a 19-year-old casual laborer at Nagudi Gold Mines in Banda Sub-County. She said her parents called the school's headmistress, informing her about her condition, who encouraged her to sit for the exam. We now take a look at news around the East African region. The Burundian government, the Burundian contingent under the African Union mission in Somalia has acquired a fleet of armored personnel carriers to reinforce ongoing counter-terror operations in Somalia. The government of the Republic of Burundi delivered at least 20 combat vehicles as contingent-owned equipment to its troops serving under AMISOM. The high rate of wear and tear of equipment due to the harsh operating environment requires AMISOM troop contributing countries to replace equipment periodically to ensure the efficiency of operations. Burundian troops alongside other forces from Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya and Uganda are deployed in Somalia under a UN Security Council mandate to support the Somali security forces to defeat terrorist groups. Now on Tuesday, the special representative of the chairperson of the African Union Commission for Somalia, Ambassador Francisco Madeira, inspected the new equipment in Mogadishu. Now, Kenya's population has expanded by 9 million in the last decade. Official 2019 census data released Monday shows there are 47,564,292 people in the country compared to 38.6 million in 2010. The figures show that there are more women at 24 million than men, who stand at 23.6 million. The intersex population stands at 1,524. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics released the census report Monday at State House, Nairobi, where it was presented to Uhuru Kenyatta, the president. Now, South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has reiterated his position on the need to form the Transitional National Unity Government on November 12th, despite the country's armed opposition faction, the SPLM in opposition, insistence on an extension of the process. Addressing the opening of the second session of the Transitional National Legislature under the theme Moving Forward in the Spirit of Peace, Unity and Nation Building, Kiir maintained his earlier stand on the new government, saying all other signatories to the revitalized peace accord support the formation of the government as agreed. The two leaders are expected to meet in Kampala tomorrow for discussion on forming a national unity government. We'll take a break and return with news in business. Welcome back from that break. You're still watching New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha. We'll now take a look at news in business.
In business tonight, the World Intellectual Property Organization WIPO has challenged Ugandan innovators to protect their intellectual property rights in order to adequately benefit from their creativity. According to a senior WIPO program officer, P. Nyaleng, increased IP registration will lead to stimulation of investment in innovation and reduce commercial-scale intellectual property rights infringements. She said with the current steady economic growth in Africa and ongoing efforts to integrate the continent, it is now important for innovators to register their IP rights both locally and across borders. She said under the Patent Cooperation Treaty, Ugandan patents, trademarks, copyrights, industrial property and designs would be more visible to multinationals and increase their competitiveness. The Patent Cooperation Treaty is an international patent protection treaty bringing together more than 145 countries, providing a unified procedure for filing patent applications to protect inventions in each of its contracting states. Speaking during a stakeholders workshop in Kampala recently, Nyaleng said the need to protect well-known intellectual rights is genuine to protect original works from counterfeiters and unscrupulous traders waiting to reap where they did not sow. Although Uganda is rated globally among the most innovative countries, statistics from the Uganda Registration Services Bureau indicate that most of this work is not protected by intellectual property rights. According to the Bureau, approximately 460,000 innovations currently have intellectual property rights, with only 17,000 of these owned by indigenous Ugandan products. The youth have been urged to take advantage of the government's agro-industrialization strategy by venturing into agriculture across the value chain to feed agro-processing factories. Speaking during the public debate on whether investment finance could be the missing solution to Uganda's rising youth unemployment problem, agriculture economist Wilberforce Kisamba Mugera said investing in agriculture projects will enable the youth create jobs for themselves and improve their livelihood. During the debate, experts said that while financing is key for production, it is not the leading challenge stopping the youth from pursuing agribusiness. Rather, they said, human resource development, skilling, and attitude change are key missing factors. Edward Katende, the Uganda Agribusiness Alliance Chief Executive Officer, said the agribusiness will provide an answer to Uganda's high unemployment rate. Statistics indicate that while over 400,000 youth enter the job market annually, the available opportunities are only estimated at about 9,000. Alluding to the agro-industrialization strategy, Katende said there's need to build human capital that can adequately provide support services to agribusiness sector. Additionally, Katende noted that besides Uganda's agro-industrialization strategy, there's a massive global food market which the World Bank estimates to reach $1 trillion by 2030, owing to rapid population growth, which he said the youth need to tap into.
That was news in business. Now for our Pearl of Africa series today, we look at Semliki National Park. Semliki National Park is located in Bwamba County, one of Bundibujo's remote counties in southwestern part of Uganda. This park harbors the hottest springs in the country, commonly referred to as Sempire Hot Springs. As the festive season nears, here is a place you need to visit and some of the things you need to check out at the National Park.
Semliki National Park borders the Democratic Republic of Congo in the east, Rwenzori Mountains in the southeast, while Lake Albert gathers in its north. This location clearly shows that the park lies within the Albertine Rift in the western arm of the East African Rift Valley. Its green vegetation cover is said to receive rainfall throughout the year. The rainiest months are March and May, and also from September to December. Governed by the Uganda Wildlife Authority, Semiliki sits on 220 square kilometers. In here, you find Uganda's hottest hot springs known as Sempaya Hot Springs, different animal species, birds, thick vegetation cover with quite a number of medicinal plants. There are also antelopes that contribute to the wildlife nature of Toro Semiliki Game Reserve. Buffaloes cannot be missed. These and more wild animals can be seen as you take part in the game reserves. Very notable here are the hottest hot springs in Uganda, the Sempaya Hot Springs. These boil up to 100+ degrees Celsius. Different from the rest of the hot springs in Uganda, Sempaya has a female and a male hot spring. Activities such as cooking food, educational and cultural practices are indulged in while here, so these you must not miss at all. More interesting at Semiliki are the nature walks through the forest, photography experiences especially at the hot springs, bird watching, and also the hide and seek games with a variety of monkeys. Now this is one of Africa's most ancient and biodiverse rainforests. It is reported that it was one of the few to survive the last ice age, that is between 12 and 18,000 years ago. For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website, which is newvision.co.ug/Pearl of Africa. Our newspaper, the Sunday Vision, is also another home of adventures, so grab your copy every Sunday for Pearl of Africa stories. I am Ruth Naseje.
Thank you, Ruth Naseje. Now for a special report today, in the run-up to World AIDS Day that is commemorated on 1st December, New Vision TV will be bringing you stories of the debilitating HIV/AIDS. This year's theme is Communities Make the Difference, in recognition of the essential role they play in response to the virus at the local, national and international levels. Now in a special report today, we look at the new anti-AIDS drug.
HIV/AIDS was first identified way back in 1982 in Rakai in Kasesero, but by then people associated the disease with witchcraft. But with the help of research, it was later discovered that it was HIV/AIDS, commonly known in Luganda as sirimu, a conjecture from the English word slim describing the effect. In the early days, the virus sucked life out of the people who withered to nearly bare bones. With continued research worldwide, a number of remedies have been used to fight the virus, and today, the Ministry of Health is replacing the existing antiretroviral drug regimens with the new super anti-AIDS drug as advised by the World Health Organization, which is called dolutegravir. On January 16, 2014, the drug was approved by the European Commission for use throughout the European Union. In 2018, a triple combination therapy with dolutegravir replacing efavirenz was introduced in Uganda as a first-line drug to treat HIV. Elvis Basude Cheyune, a journalist with New Vision and the chairperson of the Journalists Living with HIV in East Africa, is an AIDS survivor since 2002. But first, he differentiates between HIV and AIDS.
In Uganda, you've heard people say, Oyo mulwadde, meaning anybody with HIV is sick. The moment they establish you have HIV, they say, Oyo mulwadde, which is wrong. HIV is a virus, just like any other virus, okay? And AIDS, when it comes to AIDS, that is now it has developed into multiple diseases. That's when you become sick. So the difference in a nutshell for a lay person, HIV is a virus that brings AIDS, which is a disease, if you don't adhere to treatment strictly.
In the past, any person who contracted HIV/AIDS was assured of death. But since the introduction of ARVs in Uganda, a number of people have managed to live positively with the virus.
Today, people are on ARVs, and the moment you adhere faithfully and strictly and religiously to ARVs, you can never have AIDS. And today science has proven that if you adhere to treatment very well, swallow your medicine very well, and your viral load is suppressed. You know what viral load is? Viral load is the amount of virus in your body. The moment it is suppressed and it becomes undetectable, you cannot infect another person if you sleep with him. That is how far science has gone.
Many developing countries, especially in Africa, were using efavirenz-based antiretroviral drugs as the prevention treatment option for HIV, but many switched to the new dolutegravir because it is a wonder super drug with many benefits.
That is actually a wonder drug, and it's a new drug that has been blessed by the Ministry of Health in Uganda. Ministry of Health started administering that drug in November last year. Okay, they want to phase out the old drug because this drug has been found to be a game changer. First of all, instead of having 2 or 3 pills, this is a single pill. Okay, if it's a single pill, it means that is what we call a pill burden. It eases what we call adherence. Anybody will find it pretty easy to adhere to treatment. Before, some people were fearing to swallow a number of drugs, meaning they were not adhering. Today, you swallow only one drug, one single pill, and then another advantage with this drug is that you don't necessarily have to first eat like it happens with other drugs.
Apart from dolutegravir having a higher generic barrier with fewer side effects and greater power against dealing with the rising number of patients who are developing resistance to first-line drugs, it suppresses the viral load faster. It is also easier to swallow. Dolutegravir combines 3 ARV drugs into one pill that is swallowed once a day, being better tolerated by patients. The drug also came at a relatively low cost of $6.5, which is about 24,900 shillings per month, down from $6.9, which is about 26,500 shillings per month. With these advantages, DTG was the ideal drug, but does it come with side effects if someone uses it?
I started accessing it in March this year, and so far I've not had any side effects brought by the drug, although some people say it has some side effects. But I want to tell you there is no single drug which doesn't have any side effects.
Uganda is the latest and 3rd African country to benefit from this new generic drug after Kenya and Nigeria. To date, 88 low and middle income countries are transitioning to DTG-based HIV treatment regimens. Initially, women of reproductive age were being excluded from accessing DTG over fears of potential side effects on unborn babies. The study, which took place in Botswana in May 2018, showed that using DTG during early stages of pregnancy might be harmful to the fetus and may cause side effects such as malformation of the spinal cord. For this reason, the World Health Organization advised that women within reproductive age use the original efavirenz until further research could be carried out and the risk better assessed. However, at the 10th International AIDS Society Conference on HIV held on 21st June this year in Mexico, the World Health Organization recommended that HIV-positive and pregnant women and those of childbearing potential can now use dolutegravir. Based on new evidence assessing benefits and risks, the World Health Organization recommends the use of the HIV drug dolutegravir as the preferred first-line and second-line treatment. It is safe for all populations, including pregnant women and those of childbearing potential, according to a World Health Organization statement. The fight against the epidemic has gained a lot of attention and effort in the past few years, especially following the 1990 Global Ambitious Treatment Target to end the AIDS epidemic. The goal is to ensure that by 2020, 90% of all people living with HIV will know their HIV status. 9% of all people with diagnosed HIV infection will receive sustained antiretroviral therapy, and 90% of all people receiving antiretroviral therapy will have viral suppression. According to UNAIDS, Uganda has managed to get to 76, 73, 69. The Ministry of Health has set a target of distributing dolutegravir to about 7,000 people affected by the epidemic by the end of this month.
So do you know your status and what are you doing about it? That was New Vision TV News. My name is Lynn Komjisha. I will leave you with a fact file.